What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're just gonna have a quick arm workout, and probably throw a little bit of abs in there at the end or something. But yeah, we're just gonna hit arms today. As you can see behind me, this new machine finally showed up. I got a tech deck that finally came in. This is my Black Friday shopping special that I bought, but I don't know. I mean, it's not super high quality by any means. It's Echo Strength, cheaper brand anyways, but it'll work, I'm just happy to have it. But unfortunately, like I said, we're doing arms today. I was hoping it would come for either my chest day or shoulder day, but both of those have already passed, so we'll have to hit it. Have to hit it next week or next chest day or whatever, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, super excited to get that machine in. Gym's actually filling up quite a bit. I mean, obviously there's still a lot more machines that I want, but probably not going to be able to fit everything I want. So someday I'll probably have to figure out something different or just be happy with what I got. But anyways, yeah, we'll start off with some curls and go from there. All right, so quick little warm-up set with 20 pounders. What am I gonna try? Oh, I think we'll try some 40 pounders doing those. Don't know if I can do them or not, but don't know until you try. Fuck. So I think those were a little heavy, so we'll drop down to 35s, but main thing is, we're trying to control the eccentric down like we do with most movements, right? But yeah, just keep your grip supinated and just bring it up, back down. Yeah, pretty straightforward. I mean, hopefully one day I'll have some massive arms, but we're getting there. All right, so I think today I'll probably only do three sets of these starting out. Three pretty good hard sets and then move on. And I was trying to decide if I want to do like just some bicep exercises and then some tricep exercises. But I still think I'm going to kind of go back and forth between them. It's just my favorite thing to do, honestly. It's just kind of hit them both at the same time. So I think I will keep going back and forth. But again, switching the exercises up from last week. And I might also try to hit a little bit of forearm in there. Now I'm going to be real honest with you. I don't train my forearms very much. Sorry, I'll pause that music. I don't know if it's picking it up too much or not, but I don't train my forearms that much, to be honest, and I probably should. It's just something that, I mean, I won't bullshit you. It just, it gets pushed off to the side. So, but I might try to hit some forearms today. I mean, like I do think just kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? I do think like, if you're working out your biceps and everything else, like your forearms are getting worked out just, not subconsciously, but anyways, Jesus, I can't think of what the word is right now, but your forearms are getting some activation, right? Just holding the weights, fucking moving them, like your forearms are doing some work. So it's not like your forearms just sitting there not getting any activation, but every once in a while I do like to actually hit them personally. And literally all I'm gonna do for that is just grab a cable and just kind of, do wrist curls or whatever to activate my forearm. But anyway, so we'll probably hit some forearms today as well. But yeah, I think we'll hit one more set of this and find a tricep exercise to start out with. I do find that movement to be a lot easier with an easy bar. That kind of keeps your wrist locked into place. Mine, I don't know, for some reason, with that movement personally, with dumbbells, I have a hard time like keeping my wrists where I want them at, I guess. But still felt pretty good. We're definitely getting warmed up, so let's move on. All right, so I think for this next movement, we'll go ahead and just do single arm tricep push downs with the rope. So I just have the rope tied off to where, just has the one end on it. Again, I mean, at the end of the day, like a tricep push down is a tricep push down, right? I mean, besides like switching up your grip, you will hit it a little bit differently, but I mean, basically with this, you're doing a neutral grip, right? So whether you're doing both arms or one arm, you're doing a neutral grip. So you're hitting it the same way, basically. But honestly, I think isolation stuff, sometimes it's good just to do one side and then the other, just so you can focus on really hitting that one muscle, get that mind muscle connection in there. Like if I'm doing tricep push downs, but with both arms, right? Well, sometimes, randomly or for some reason, like my left tricep will start burning way before my right one does or whatever, right? Like just kind of probably depends on the day or how I'm hitting it exactly, or could be form even, but regardless, I kind of like doing single arm or single like isolation movements like this, just because like, when I'm doing this is the only muscle I'm hitting, right? Not hitting the other one, not worrying about anything else. I'm worrying about hitting this muscle. So I can really just sit there and concentrate on flexing that muscle as I come down and hitting it versus having to do both of them, which still you're focusing on both as you're pushing down. But again, it's just a different situation. So we'll go ahead and do a few sets of these, and then yeah, I'm sure we'll be moving back on to biceps, but could have guessed that, I'm sure. Okay. Whew. Okay. So, to be honest too, that's another reason I like doing kind of the single arm isolation, is because, as you're driving it down and you're getting close to failure, you can actually use your other arm and obviously spot you a little bit. You don't want to give yourself a lot of help, obviously. You want this tricep to do the work, but you can just help a little bit, pushing this down the rest of the way. And, it's just like having a spotter on any other lift, right? Except you're spotting yourself. And honestly, I think that's super beneficial, because basically failure and getting pushed past failure is where you're going to build the most muscle. There's really no arguing it. Like when you're first starting out and stuff and you're kind of getting your newbie gains and stuff, sure, it's a lot easier to build muscle, but later on in your lifting career, like you're going to have to push yourself to failure. That's the only way you're going to grow. It's, if you sit here and just do a couple of easy reps and then, rack it, like you're not doing anything for yourself. So super beneficial. Go to basically failure or failure, and then give yourself just 1 or 2 extra reps with your other arm. I mean, you're gonna feel it a lot more. It's gonna hurt like a motherfucker, but that's where you're gonna grow. So anyways, yeah, we'll do a couple more sets of these, and I feel like I need to say something different. I feel like I say that every time I talk to the camera. So sorry, I'm gonna work on that as far as coming up with a different way to transition besides just saying, all right, we'll hit this again, or we're going to move on to the next step. But I'm not very good at talking, so I'm still kind of new to this, still trying to figure out, like, I guess how to talk to the camera, but also how to just not stutter as much or have to edit parts out as much. Like, I try not to edit a whole lot out just because I do want to be my genuine self, but there's sometimes my mind goes completely blank and I edit that shit out because I don't think you want to sit there and just look at me think for 5 minutes straight. But anyways, there we go. Now we'll spot ourselves. Shit. Telling you, if you don't spot yourself like that, try it. It's a game changer. Okay. Holy shit. And honestly, guys, I think today, like I said, I kind of freeball my workouts. Some people are going to hate that I say that, or they're going to hate the fact that I don't have a set plan, but fuck them. So, but I think I'm going to do 3 sets on this again. And again, there's really no rhyme or reason to what, I guess how many sets I do of a certain exercise. Like I said, if I feel like, for me personally, if I do the first 2 sets like I just did, and I feel like they were really good working sets and like it actually did damage to the muscle like I wanted to, you know, then I don't need to do 4 more sets after that, right? Because that exercise is already doing what I want it to do. So 3 sets is plenty fine for me. Like, even right now, my triceps are still, like, I'm feeling it after those 2 sets alone. So that's why for me personally, I think I'll just do 1 more set. They should be feeling pretty damn good, and then we'll move on to biceps again. And, you know, again, on the other days where I feel like I do 2 sets and I'm not really feeling it necessarily, like they don't feel fatigued, like they don't feel worked out, then I'll add some more sets to it. But I think today personally, we'll just hit 1 more set of this, and yeah. And I don't know if I'm gonna do 3 sets the whole day or just as I go, I might switch it up. In my opinion, and again, controversial, or some people are gonna not agree with me, and that's fine. But I don't think you have to go in there with a set fucking plan. And there's a lot of reasons for that. But one of the big one personally for me is the fact that if you're in a public gym, right, especially a smaller one, and you go in there with a set plan, you say, okay, I'm hitting chest today. I'm gonna hit this incline chest press machine. I'm gonna do this pec deck for this chest fly. Like, right? Like you're gonna do this and that in this order, this many reps, this many sets, whatever. Well, what happens a lot of the times for a lot of people is you go to the gym and that machine's taken, or you can't do it in the order you want to do it in because whatever reason, right? Like most times it's because the machine's taken. But then you're sitting there deciding, okay, do I do this workout in a different order, or do I just switch up that exercise completely for something else? Like you're still kind of like, not necessarily free balling it, but like you're still having to like think on the fly of how you're going to fix that, right? 'Cause you don't want to just sit there for 2 hours waiting for everything to open up you want. So in my opinion, that's why I don't think the plan's set. As long as you go in there on a chest day or whatever day, right? You say, okay, I know these exercises work out my chest. I'm gonna hit these exercises. Like whatever I feel like doing, that's what I'm gonna hit. And you hit it hard. I think it's so much more important to whatever exercises you choose, hit them hard versus sticking to a strict routine. And I don't know, that's just my personal opinion on it. You know, I wouldn't worry so much about what order you're doing things in and whatever else. Pick an exercise, hit that fucker hard. Come on, bitch. Holy shit. God damn. Ooh. And that is one thing I realize sometimes some of these shots are probably way too close, or a lot closer than they should be, but this lens I have on this camera, or that came with the camera I should say, it doesn't go as wide as I nearly like it to. Like, it zooms in, you know, quite a ways, but it doesn't necessarily go wide. So sometimes, you know, like I have, right now behind the camera is my peg deck machine I just got, so that's kind of, in this position, that's kind of as far back as the camera can go. So I would like to invest in a new lens someday, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't have the money for it right now, so I'll do what I can for you guys, but sometimes it might just be a little too close. Whew. For the next movement, as you saw, I just decided to do a straight bar curl. I really do enjoy the tension you get when you use a cable doing curls. Like just the, I mean, obviously there's tension with dumbbells because gravity, right? It's gonna bring it back down, but it's not the same as just like having a cable to keep, I guess, the same tension the whole way down. So I am a big advocate and believer that in all of your movements, you know, the eccentric is where you grow the muscle. Maybe not like all of it, but like the eccentric's super important, controlling it, not just sitting there slamming them out. So yeah, you'll hear me talk about it multiple times, I'm sure, or see it, but on most movements I do. I try to keep the whole thing controlled anyways, but I more so try to control it on the eccentric, on the way back down. So, again, I would like to get one of those cambered bars or easy bars, whatever they're called, just to have a little different grip, because this bar does kind of suck for me to get my wrist completely flat, but at the same time, it's probably not a bad thing for me to try to practice my mobility for my wrist. So, but yeah, I felt pretty good. The attachment sucks. I gotta get better attachments. I bought cheap Amazon shit. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Most of these attachments are from Amazon, and you can tell they work, but someday we'll get something better. Again, I think only one more of those. Fuck yeah. It's been a damn good arm day. Come on, bitch. Come on. Fuck. Okay. Woo. So the arm pump's going good though, for sure. Shit, yeah. Okay. Let's do something else. All right, so I think we're gonna go ahead and hit the forearm next, like I talked about earlier. With this, it's honestly just real simple. You're gonna put the cable up high, just use a D handle, and then literally just your wrist, you're just gonna flex your wrist down. And that's gonna basically, I don't know a good angle for that, but that's gonna flex your forearm. But yeah, we'll work on doing these for forearms. You know, it's no different than like, you know, some people set a dumbbell, like they'll use a dumbbell and they'll set their arm flat and then just kind of curl their arm up like this. Same concept. You're just doing it with the cable, pulling downward. But like I said, same exact concept. So yeah, we'll do these and then I actually think we're gonna superset. Cause I've done 2 bicep movements now. So I wanna do at least 1 more tricep. And with triceps, you know, you have your different heads obviously. And so I try to do, like I try to hit triceps at least twice, if not 3 times, all being different types of movements, right? So I think for this one, we'll do an overhead with a dumbbell. We'll do an overhead tricep extension, just single arm probably. And yeah, just work on hitting. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not smart enough to know which heads it's hitting or whatever, but I know overhead hits a different head than like doing just tricep push downs and all that shit, right? So again, I'm not an expert as far as, that's why I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not an expert on like which muscle groups exactly is called what and what you're hitting, and I don't know. I'm not that bright. So all I know is if I do different movements, I will hit different parts of it. I do know that. So anyways, yeah, we'll do these 2. And then I think for the end, I'm gonna do abs, like I talked about. And then maybe just 1 more, maybe hammer curls, just because I kind of like finishing with hammer curls. I don't know, it's just something to make sure your biceps are totaled at the end, I guess. But anyways, yeah, we'll hit these 2 things and we'll move on. Oh shit. Pump's feeling pretty good tonight. I think I'll turn the camera a little bit so you guys can hopefully see it. Oh shit. Whew. Nope, that's way too fucking heavy. And I don't know if you guys can hear it sometimes, but sometimes, I don't know, my shoulders or my elbows or something, they'll like crack, you know, as I'm doing the movement, which, you know, probably isn't a good thing, but I just thought it was funny. I think one of the first or second video I was editing, I think I could hear the crack as I was doing the reps or whatever, but I don't know. It's just, probably, like I said, probably not a good thing. Probably doesn't help that I have injured myself a few times working out, and I just try to work out through it, which you definitely shouldn't, but I can't stand not going to the gym for weeks at a time, so I always just push through my shit. Not saying that's good advice, I wouldn't recommend it, but that's what I do, so. So, to be honest also, one of the key things I think with doing this personally is trying to keep your arm like level. So sometimes I have a tendency when I first start, I'll come down, but my arm will be at like an angle, and I'll start doing it. And then I realize it and I catch myself, so then I keep my arm back straight, and then I start coming down again. But if you keep that arm at, you know, parallel, then that's when you're actually gonna get the best, I guess, contraction or whatever. But anyways, just something I thought I'd throw in there. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. That form on the right side, I don't know why that form felt like shit. I don't know. I have to try to work on that a little harder. I mean, yeah, I think form's definitely obviously very important, but like I said, I think I was a little off there, and it's not like I still didn't get a good set right there, but not as good as it could have been. So, like I said, I still have a lot of learning to do myself, so I'm not an expert. I guess like I will hit on that a little bit, but I guess one of the reasons like I wanted to start this YouTube channel was, I mean, again, full transparency, like I'd like to be able to do this full time someday in my life. I think that'd be really sweet. So I'm hoping that works out for me. But another reason is just to keep like track of my progress and see how I improve, right? Like I'm still learning, and I didn't create this YouTube channel to pretend to be an expert, because I'm not. So if you came here for expert advice, it's not me. I'd go find something else to watch. But yeah, if you want to just learn with me and grow with me and see my progress, then, you know, that's badass. I appreciate it. But anyways, yeah. So sometimes my form's shit. I mean, I wouldn't say it's shit necessarily. Most of the time I feel like it's pretty good, but there's some things I definitely could use improvement on. So yeah, we'll keep learning and working towards greatness. Whew, definitely feeling it. Fuck. Okay. All right. I think that about wraps up the arm day, to be honest with you. Like I said, I think I'm going to hit some abs real fast. I don't know. I guess I can show you a set of abs real quick. I don't really necessarily, I don't know, I feel like abs. For one, it isn't a part of arm day, so I really wasn't going to record it all. But for two, I don't know. I feel like abs just aren't as interesting to watch, I guess. Unless you're watching someone who's absolutely fucking shredded and they're doing like leg raises or something. But all right, so like I said, I'll show you guys a set of abs just to kind of show you. I'm just doing, I guess, cable crunches, I guess is what you call them. I can't remember what you call them. But anyways, not real impressive, but just taking the cables and okay, so yeah, I'll probably just do two sets of that for abs, but I was gonna say that, and I don't know, it's probably not that big of a deal, but there's probably a lot of people I'd assume that guess like, they don't like doing exercises like that in public, right? Like in a public gym. Cause it's just kind of not a weird movement, but it's not like a graceful looking movement, I guess. So I don't know. I could imagine there's probably some people that wouldn't like to do something like that in a public gym, but to be honest with you, it's a great ab exercise. So if you are somebody that like is afraid to do certain exercises in the gym just because of how you look, like, I'm sorry, but you need to just find a way to get that mentality out of your head. Like, go there, train the muscles, train hard, train the muscles you want to train how you want to train, and don't care what anybody else thinks. Like, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I would say most people are doing this for themselves, right? It's not for other people. They want to feel better about themselves. So, like, fucking do the weird exercises. If they work, right? Now, that's not a weird one. That's a pretty common exercise. It's a great ab exercise, but it's just, yeah, it just kind of made me sit there and think about, there's a lot of exercises that do look a little funny, and I'm sure a lot of people don't do them just because they look a little funny, but like, yeah, who cares what people think, honestly. Alrighty, so I do want to check this arm pump out though before I lose it. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna call that a wrap on the arm workout. I'm gonna hit some cardio here at the end for probably 15 minutes is all. I should try doing do more, but I'm actually kind of struggling to gain weight so far. I'm trying to slowly add calories, but might have to up them quite a bit just to get this shit going. So anyways, that's all besides the point. Let's check this fucker out. Oh yeah, I do love a good arm day, that's for sure. Fuck yeah. Whew. don't know. So I'd say pretty good arm day. I'm happy with that. Anyways, thank you guys a lot for watching. Again, a little bit of a shorter workout. Arm days are typically shorter for me. So yeah, like I said, we got the new machine, new pec deck behind me. Super stoked to give it a shot on my next chest day. Unfortunately, so I did chest 2 days ago. I did shoulders yesterday. So it came today, which sucks. I would have loved to hit some rear delts on it as well, but it ain't going nowhere. So super excited to get another piece of machine in here. Just trying to give some more options so every time I record, it's not the same 2 pieces of equipment you're seeing, right? I mean, no matter what, to some degree, you're gonna see the same stuff just because it's not that big of a building. I don't have that much money, so it is what it is. Hopefully as I keep creating videos, I can just become more entertaining, and it's not necessarily like the weights I'm using, right? It's just watching me work out and who I am as a person and my progress. That's what my goal is, I guess. So like I said, I'm gonna keep getting better, editing these videos, talking in these videos, just overall how the video quality is. I'm hoping it's not too bad right now, but you know, I'm still fairly new at it. You know, I'm just happy I can at least have a shot now that I have my own space to record. So with all that being said, again, I really appreciate you guys watching. If you did make it this far, please subscribe. I want this to be something I can turn into, like, maybe not even necessarily a career, right? But I'm hoping it gives me more opportunities later on in life. So please subscribe again if you liked any of it, or at least give the video a thumbs up. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. Love the hell out of you. And I'll see you next time. Later.